8.5 miles, 8 minutes, 4 seconds per mile today. Feeling pretty good. Easy to moderate pace for a lot of those miles. So just a beautiful day along the lakefront today, and a great way to start the week. Today is Monday, July 30th. Back to our normal routine. The girls are all back after spending a week at grandma's house, and going back to summer day camp and summer daycare, and we're just getting back into our regular routine. Went to work today and then picked up the girls, took them to get a burrito afterwards because we were both craving burritos. That's a craving that doesn't get sated when you're in Iowa, apparently. And so we were coming back from there, and we were walking, and I ran into two people who I hadn't seen in probably maybe in almost 2 decades. It's really crazy. They're people that two of my best friends from high school. They were on their way. There was a Foo Fighters concert in Wrigley Field. We live relatively close to Wrigley Field, and they were parking in a parking garage and walking up to Wrigley Field. And they turned a corner, and it was like we almost literally bumped into each other. So that was unexpected and a little bit surprising. And the strange thing is like the way that coincidences like that tend to work. I've been thinking a lot about high school because I've been working on the sub 25K. The last time I ran a sub 25K was in high school, and all of a sudden I ran into two people from high school, which is weird because we went to a relatively small high school on the western part of New Jersey. And all of a sudden, all three of us were now face to face on a random corner in Chicago about 20 years later. And so it was surreal in a lot of ways. I mean, I see them, we follow each other on Facebook, so I see them around. I see what they're up to. I knew they were living in the Chicago area and had kind of been for a while. But anyone who knows me in real life knows I'm really bad at maintaining in real life relationships. So unless like our schedules kind of push us close together, either by physical proximity or other work proximity or something like that, I'm really bad at keeping in touch. And I usually rely on people to come and contact me. It's kind of like the fierce introvert in me. One of my weaknesses, I guess, is that I too frequently rely on other people to contact me for social kind of interaction. Something I'm working on. I'm trying to be a better friend. But it was good to see, just good to see them, and it's just still weird because it's just so random. And it turns out that well, the two of them are married now. They've been married for a long time, and turns out he happens to work now at a place that was a client of mine a couple of years ago, and we now even know a couple of like mutual people through work, which is, you know, additionally weird because he's in a completely different field than I'm in, and there would be no reason that we would have kind of like mutual workplace acquaintances. So just further weird coincidences. I think there's some people, there's some things, there's some places in your life that constantly kind of like bump back into your life's timeline. And it's weird how things like that, I don't know what that means. I don't know if there is any significance to that. I don't know if those are just pure coincidences. It's an observation. Coming up for this week, there was supposed to be another Nike race this week, but it has been rescheduled, so it'll be at a different time. I was really looking forward to that, and I am almost to the 100-mile mark in the Zoom Pegasus Turbos, and so that is something that's kind of like the big kind of a short-term goal that I'm working on. So hopefully that is something I'll be able to get to. I'm going to try and get to it so that you have like a day to watch that and kind of figure out what sizing and other kind of information that you need before you go have to order it. But that'll mean that I have to run a half marathon tomorrow to do that. So we'll see if that actually happens. But thanks for watching today's video, and I will see you tomorrow.